This is the video for preschool and beginner dance. Everybody's going to wear this type of makeup. If you're a competition dancer, this is definitely, you can do this. If you would like to stay doing what you were doing with your makeup, you absolutely can. This is just a shorter / more beginner tutorial for makeup with dancing. I got those two foundations out. Try to get one that's a little bit darker or not lighter than your skin tone. Okay, we're gonna start in with the eyeshadow, and I used a pink and a shimmery eyeshadow palette. You can use anything that has some shimmer. We're gonna start with a neutral base though, just to give your color, like you can outline this. Whatever you're about to do with your eyes, you can use this color to brighten up everything around your eyes. I'm talking, but now I'm talking over this. So I'm using this because when you put on shimmer stuff, you want something to stick and you want it to look good underneath the eye. So that's why I'm using this first. I'm using my finger because honestly, it's just so much easier than trying to find brushes. I'm telling you, this is like DIY. Okay, now I'm using pink. This pink is just more of a pigmented, like hot pink, because I'm going to do a little bit at a time to make sure that I'm not like going crazy with it. And you can already tell that it's just giving me color to my eyes. When you're on a stage, you don't want to wear nothing. So this is just a good mix of that. If you have a more orange or a red or a purple or anything you have at home, you want to add something that's just bright but looks light at the same time, so that you're not looking dark. You can already tell the difference. It looks like spring. I'm using my finger again. This is the shimmery stuff. So that's just gonna go and give that base that I had. It's just gonna give it some more texture, that sparkly stuff. It just looks so pretty. And I'm just building that with my hand over my eyelid. You can add more as much as you want. And now I'm just blending out. I'm using a little bit more pink so that I'm like kind of defining the difference between the shimmer and the pink. You can tell just it already makes it look so much brighter, just adding pink after the shimmer. And you can keep on adding to it. The more, the merrier, honestly, with dance. But I don't want to scare you all away. So that's why I just, oh, okay, I'm telling you that your little kids, whenever they use eyeshadow brushes, they like to like squirm. That's why I use my finger. Okay, now I'm saying stuff about bronzer. This is not necessary. I like to sculpt my face. That's a older bronzer. This is like more of a shimmery bronzer. I just like to sculpt the like jawline or the hairline and then give it some color around the tops of my hairline, because the stage will wash you out really bad if you don't have any type of color. So that's why I'm doing this. I make a fish face. Whenever I do makeup on kids, they love fish faces, so this part is super easy. And I use like a more rough brush because with bronzer, that's just what I do. But if you want to use a thicker brush that's more, you can blend it. It's a blending-ish brush. You can tell already how it's already changed the sculpt of the face. Then I'm going to go in with blush. And I use a very pretty pink. I'll show you. And I'm going to just go up the line that I just created with the bronzer on top. There's that pretty pink. And I used a looser brush. It's not as like, you don't want something really stuck together. And I can add more and more and more and more and more. If you think you have enough on, add some more. It looks so pretty on the stage whenever there's a lot of blush on your face because it highlights your eyes. It makes your eyes look so much bigger, especially with adding the pink and the shimmer in the eyes. Just kind of all goes together. Now I'm adding drops of concealer, like not a lot, and a tiny, tiny, tiny sponge. And if you get that wet, it really helps a lot, or if you've used it a few times, it's better. This is not necessary. You can also use your finger with this, or you don't have to do any at all. You could add highlighter here, but I use just a little bit of concealer or brightening under eye stuff because it changes the way the blush hits the underneath of the eye and the crease of the eyeshadow. gives it a border, I guess, if that makes sense. And then this is me telling you about the eyebrows. So whenever you're on stage, if you have nothing on your eyebrows, you kind of look a little naked. So this is just bringing some color, and you can use an eyeshadow palette, like whatever color your eyes are. Just find a color in the eyeshadow palette that looks good, and then you can use a toothbrush if you don't have anything, and you can add some color to your eyebrows. Like, look at the difference already. Makes them look so big and your eyes bigger. I'm almost done. Okay, mascara time. So for kids, I love to just make sure that they feel comfortable because that's like really close to their eye. I pull their eyelid tight and then I just tell them to close their eyes, and I have a lot of pressure underneath, and I just go up a few times and then go ahead and go to the other side if they are just, sometimes mascara is really hard, but it does make a difference. And then after, I make sure that I go up and get the ends of the eyelashes. That is the most important, is that you get the ends of the eyelashes, especially for those little girlies. A lot of little kids have such beautiful long lashes. Okay, so now it's time for lipstick. We're using red lipstick, like Taylor Swift red. This is Mary Kay brand, actually. So for little kids, I love to make sure I'm just like figuring it out about how their lips are, make them take all of their like spit and get it off of their lips, and like I like them very dry, no chapstick, no gloss, nothing. And then after I've gotten like the little inside and the bottom, I make them smile, open mouth smile, and like stretch out their lip so I can get the bottom. And then make sure they don't do much, just like one of those little mwah. And then from there, smile again. And I try to go over the hills, over the hill. And red lipstick's hard because if you mess it up, it's really hard to undo it, so do less. That's why my hands are moving, because it's like, do less. Don't do too much. And then you can like step away and then build more to it. They have to super be relaxed here. And then at the end, checking their teeth, I use my hand and pull the extra lipstick off of the backs of their teeth so that it's not lipstick all over their teeth. Okay, well, that's the full makeup tutorial. Whenever something like right there, I had messed up something, like some stuff got on it, so I just let it sit for a bit, and then I go over it with the brushes again, especially underneath on the eyelashes. If you get mascara, just like let it dry, and then you can redo, add stuff to it, get a Q-tip and wipe it off. So that was my foundation, Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Pull it down on the chin, pull it underneath the chin, get in the hairline, get in the ear. Yeah, that's all, guys. So now we're going to move on to preschool hair. This is only for preschool. This is only the preschool pals and the preschool pros. I'm grabbing some styling gel, or like that's Day, D-A-E. But what this does is it makes it very easy to get the little baby hairs and flyaways on the roots of your hair, so that whenever you try to style it, that smooth look that we want as dancers, very put together and just like clean looking lines against the scalp, we get all those baby hairs. And you can use like putty, you can use hair gel, you can use some water and hairspray. You can do what you need to do. This is the fastest little tutorial because all we're doing is pulling the hair slick to their head, half up, half down, nothing before the ears. And then you're gonna grab it and literally put it in a ponytail and then fix your hair. So if that means that you fix your hair, like with a clear band, by the way. Yes, clear rubber bands or hair colored rubber bands, please. No lime greens. But once you do that, you can fix the hair. If you want to curl your hair, great. If you want your hair to have a little wave in it and you curl at the bottom, awesome. If your hair's naturally curly, just really work with that styling cream and scrunching it, making it look very just classy, professional. So that is literally the preschool hair. Slick back, adding your hair piece to it, and then you can go through and sculpt it a little bit more. But see how pretty it is with the makeup and the blush and the hair, the lipstick. Your little babies are going to be superstars on stage. That is the hair. All right, now we are going to move on to the big girl hair. So this is beginner dance, mini dance. This is everybody else except for advanced company. They are going to have to figure out how to switch their hair. But this styling gel that I'm using again, we've split our hair. We put it in a ponytail in the back of the head that's not in the very, very bottom, just back of the head. And we're taking the middle part and we're taking the front hair pieces. You can see how thick I have it. You can practice it if you want to. These are just going to be small, the braids. Like you're slicking it down, getting a tight braid at the scalp of the head, and you're just going to braid all that hair, just going tight as you can towards the back. And I have layers in my hair, so obviously there's a point where I have to stop it. But I'm just going to use a clear rubber band to get all that little braid and do tight little clear rubber bands so it doesn't like move out of the braid. And then I'm going to let y'all watch in fast motion the other side, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm back and I'm gonna take the ponytails, I'm gonna wrap them on top, pull it over the ponytail, and secure it with a rubber band underneath. And then the little rubber bands that I had on each side, I'm gonna make sure those are not caught in the ponytail if you can, because then you're gonna just secure it to the big ponytail that you had, just wrap those braids around it. I'm sorry, I look so annoying whenever I'm looking like this. Anyway, I'm gonna speed through this, but that is it. You're just pulling the rubber band through and then undoing the little rubber bands. Okay, so I'm just pulling the little rubber bands out. I just got finished. The braids are nice and tight. I'm pulling the ponytail, pulling that extra hair out. So this means that your hair is fixed. So if your hair is straight, it's straight. If your hair needs to have some curls in it, put some curls in it. This was me just not even, I didn't even flat iron my hair today. It's just out of the washer. I'm pulling the braids. You can pull them apart if you want to and make it look really, really pretty. But this is the final look, and this is for everybody to do from beginner dance all the way up through recital. And that's the final look of makeup as well. Oh, bye.